really think too much about life and who was I and what was it all about. And I was lucky. I ended up very early on. My first ever job was the fitness trainer with the South African cricket team. I think I was 23 years old. I gave up my playing career. I hopped on an aeroplane and I spent sort of 8 months of the year traveling around the world with international cricketers, staying in 5-star hotels, meeting the Queen in Mandela, and being invited to getting golden circle tickets at festivals and concerts. So really living the high life and pretty well paid. Everything was paid for, so I didn't have expenses. I had 4 months of the year holiday. And from the outside, certainly, I was living the life, partying up a storm, fit as can be. Sometimes I was single, had a cousin in most cities that I would go and visit on nights off. And it was a great life. And I remember at some point, sort of 4 years into it, touching an emptiness. Like I've got everything I could possibly wanted as a 26-year-old, but there was something missing. And I looked around at the cricketers and I thought I could sense something missing within quite a few of the players, even though we were living the high life.
Yeah.
And I even sensed within the team, Bob Woolmer was the coach at the time. He was the most innovative coach in the world. Hansie Cronje was the captain. He totally believed in fitness. That's why I got the job as the first fitness trainer in world cricket. We were the fittest team in the world. There were 7 players with university degrees. You won't find that in any cricket team anywhere in the world now. So we had it all, but I just felt there was something missing. And I had no clue what that something missing was within me or within what I thought I could see in some players or the team. But I just knew I had to get out of there. And even when I resigned, people said to me, there must be something better you're resigning for, or is there something gone wrong that you have to leave? Is there a problem with the team? And even I didn't know enough to be able to say, no, I just have this emptiness that I've touched and I'm just moved to move. And my decision was to put a backpack on my back, have a certain budget, and travel as long as I could on that budget. And I ended up traveling for 6 months through Southeast Asia on a budget of accommodation, travel, food, all included, $8 a day. So I really lived with the people. I traveled on third-class buses. And I was anonymous in that world. No one in Laos and Vietnam and Indonesia and Malaysia, no one wanted to know how many degrees I had. I had 4 university degrees at the time. Nobody cared. Nobody cared that I was in the high life. And, they just cared about, am I a good guy? Am I an interesting guy? And if not, they would move on. No one asked me, what do you do? So, and then I got to sort of realize that all that stuff that I had, the degrees and the so-called fame or fame by proxy, working with famous people, actually meant nothing. And that really started my journey of asking, okay, so who then am I and what is this all about? And so the journey deepened. And then life got complicated. It was so easy when I was living blissfully unaware and just fooling around in the playground of the ego. Life was easy and fun. But when I started asking questions and diving deeper, it was more difficult, but rewarding.